I should just stop trying to do this. I just don't have to touch y'all. Welcome back to Buppie Televised, and y'all, I am back at it trying to make another lace frontal wig, and I'm happy to share my fails, successes, and overall struggles with you all, so you know what to do. Please stay tuned. Thank you so much for tuning in to Buppie Televised. I would really appreciate if you take a moment and subscribe. Lovers and friends, after my lace frontal fail that I'm sure you all have seen, I have tried to do it all over again, and I want you all to stay tuned because I still don't have it right. Okay, y'all, so apparently I'm subjecting myself to this lace frontal business again. I have not had the best of luck. It literally is either you have to touch or not. Again, I figure I'll come back and let you know on my really second try on what I learned and what I did differently. So what you see is the lace frontal wig. Do have the wig on now. Let's start with the type of hair that I have. I got this frontal from AliExpress. So you know, last time I really was just having trouble with the hairline period of the lace frontal in terms of the plucking and thinning. And if you don't remember, go back to see that video. That was really where I was like struggling. I pretty much cut off the hairline. It's just done. Reason why I gave this whole lace frontal business another try was YouTube started to, rampant rage around these pre-plucked frontals, and so this time I figured that I would cut out some of that, and I heard about, again, rave reviews on YouTube about a pre-plucked frontal. So I got that pre-plucked frontal based on just looking at people's feedbacks and how it looked, and I thought I was winning. Then I got a couple of bundles of straight hair. I found the hair to be very soft. If you want a deeper hair review, I will definitely do that, but in a separate video. Leave a comment below. Anyway, so I got that 3 bundles of hair, 18, 20, 22, and maybe a 14-inch pre-plucked lace frontal. Let's start with bleaching the knots on the frontal. This time, I took my time. So last time I used a very high developer, and this time I was really taking my time, and I used a 20 developer, and also I made the mixture very, very thick so it would not seep through to color or dye or bleach the roots of the actual hair. I also let that joint sit. I did not put no foil on it. I mean, I think it took 45 minutes to maybe even an hour until I started to see knots with a developer on it look kind of goldish. And then I knew that it took, and I rinsed it off, used a neutralizing shampoo. Another thing that I did is I did take the frontal and fit it. I did notice that it was a bit long on the edges, but I really didn't know how to deal with that, and I probably need to do some more research on that, because I think that added to like the impact I'm having now, which is it's not completely fitting my hairline. So I knew it was a little bit long, but I didn't want to cut it, so I didn't. Now, I meant to not do this, but I still made the same mistake. I actually bleached first and then dyed the hair black to match the bundles, but I really regret doing that. Again, I need to make it a reminder that I need to dye the hair first and then bleach, just in case anything happens. But I was able to be very careful about that, and I think I was really proud of my knots and hair dye job. Very proud of myself. So once that was done, something that I really learned the lesson last time was just around finding the right cap. Now, I've been through some things with some caps. I got the nice lacy professional cap. That's way too big for me. Didn't work. Team fail. I thought I had a really small head, which I do have a small head. So I got a kitty cap for one wig I made, and it just was way too small. Those didn't work, so it was between 2 types of Hispanic dome caps, and decided to go with the mesh cap. I started to see a lot of pickup around the mesh cap, And what I did this time that I didn't do in others is I made sure I really tried it on to see how it was securing to my head. And both of them felt pretty good, so integral part of the process. Once I did that, I got me a dome head, and I noticed that the dome head was a little bit bigger. I think maybe half an inch bigger than my head, but I figured that was okay, because what I noticed is as you sew, you kind of do some gathering of the cap that can lead to a little bit of shrinkage. So I knew that it was going to get slightly smaller. Now I could go out here and invest in a canvas, but I'm not a professional. I just want to be able to just look like a B- lace wig game, you know what I mean? This time, instead of doing a single weft sewing all through the cap, which honestly, the worst part of this is the sewing. It's just so tedious for me. First of all, it takes a long time to make these joints. Like, I would say altogether, this probably had to be 24 to 30 hours worth of work for me. I was just taking my time and being slow. But this time I doubled the wefts on my 22 inch in the back. I doubled the wefts on the 20 inch, and then I single sewed the wefts for the 18 inch. And I think this is a 14 inch frontal. Now, I do think that this wig could be flatter. I do think there's some hump action going on. It doesn't particularly bother me. The only thing about doubling the wefts that really got me was as you're turning the corner, I guess, and trying to tack it down, I really struggled with that. And so I feel like this wig could probably be a lot flatter. But that's something that I'll work on. So I finished the wig and I was super excited. I cut the cap and then used the excess of the cap to create my elastic band. And I sewed the elastic band right at the ear portion of it on one side, took it off and kind of fitted it, and just pulled that elastic band here just to see where it would, that it would be taut. And so I felt like I did a perfect job with that. This thing is on with just the elastic band. I tried on the wig and it took me a long time to actually cut the cap. I cut the lace off ASAP. Now I should have waited to the absolute last minute to cut the lace. And once I had the wig done and fitted and the elastic band down, I should really, maybe what I think I would do next time is trace my hairline with an eye pencil or something like that. And I'll tell you why. Since I cut the lace, it is supposed to be a pre-plucked frontal. As you can see, it needs help. There's some portions, this portion looks okay, but it still needs a lot of customization. I just can't figure out is that the hairline was fitting okay, or maybe it looked okay when I was fitting it, but I still have quite a bit of my edges out. Well, I don't say quite a bit, but here's where I really struggled right here. That's my baby hair, and that's my baby hair, and then some of the peak right here. Not necessarily a total bad thing, whatever, but it's not a full coverage. These, after this here, this is all my edges or whatever. And then even kind of coming back here, the way that it grooved, it still doesn't fit my grooves. I would have liked to maybe left some extra lace maybe, and then maybe covered it up with baby hair. That could have been something I could have did differently. I think, and you all can let me know, that it still needs some more modification around the hairline, but now it's gonna be a bit harder because I don't have any lace to kind of make it taut to kind of pluck. But I guess I'll figure that out. All in all, I would say that I did tremendously better than last time. Still some learning lessons. If you see the baby hairs are long, I'm still playing with those. And I'll just lift it up so you all can see. I think I will need to add some combs because of the mesh cap. There's no way to bobby pin this bitch. If there is, someone let me know. but I'm gonna put like a comb between where the frontal and the tracks meet. So right here, and then maybe even right here at the ear. I'm loving the parting space, and I know I need to play more with plucking it, which is going to be now harder because I cut the lace, so it still needs some customization. So I would rate that pre-plucked frontal, again, I paid with that for my out of my own money, as it does maybe 40% of the job, but you gotta go in and do the other 60. You weigh it out yourself. Would I get it again? Probably, but probably use it as maybe as a guide to help me pluck. I wouldn't start from a full edge frontal, but I think the pre-pluck frontal is good for beginners, but just know you're gonna have to customize it, but at least now I'll go back and get it and I can use it to be a guide. And I just want to show y'all the I'm just loving the versatility though. I just gotta figure out how to tack this joint down. Oh, hold on, let me get my brush. And I was excited about what I did with this damn bleach job, because it really just melts into my skin very well. At least that's what my sister said. And here's some of the baby hairs that I'm working with. If you see some crust, that's the gorilla snot, which is gets really crusty. And here are my edges. I have to do all of this, and I don't know if that's maybe, maybe I need to push the frontal even more forward when I sew it on, or what? What do you guys think? Okay, well, that was my fail. Check me out again. Leave some comments below. I love your feedback. You guys have been so helpful in this struggle. I hope you all continue to learn from me, watch for my failures. I'm still trying. I mean, I think it's a ton better than the last one. What do you guys think? All right, thank you so much for tuning in to Buppie Televised. Talk to you all soon. Bye.